Prysm Radio, the music experience.
Hi, what's up? It's Chris, and you're listening to Prysm Radio. We are in Paris today with a famous, great DJ, great producer, Chuckie. What up? Thanks a lot for being with us. It is such an honor. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just came from Las Vegas. I'm a little jet lagged, but I'm fine. I'm always happy to be here in Paris. This place is a very good inspiration for me. I like, big cities like New York, London, and Paris is definitely also one of my favorite cities to go.
There is something special with Paris.
Yes, but for some reason, I always seem to have a great connection with the French culture. Also like a lot of artists I've been good with. First of all, of course, Daft Punk, and this one of the greatest, of course, and good friends of mine like David Guetta, but also Gregory Closeman, really good friend of mine. So I always have this thing with French people, and even Bob Sinclair is a really good friend of mine, and those people kind of they always show me some love, so I give him something back.
Yeah, that's what I want to tell you about, because you've been working with Gregory Closeman.
Yeah.
You've been working with him for a few years now. Is there any tracks coming?
Yeah, well, actually, today I'm going to the studio. He just built a new studio. I sent him a couple of ideas I want to work on. So whenever I'm in the studio with him, we always knock out one record. And I think today we will make something fresh as well. I like working with him. He is like the French version of Dirty Dutch, if I say it correct. But no, I like his style. He's so good in producing, and I like to work with him.
And what kind of music? What style is it gonna be?
I don't really want to say we're gonna do this or so.
Yeah.
But
Depends.
definitely, but I definitely feel. I told him like, hey, I feel like doing like an old school Dirty Dutch soundtrack. So that's something.
What's gonna come then?
Yeah, probably yes, with a little French flavor.
A little French flavor. Like you said, you've been in Los Angeles last week. You've been in Vegas, in Chicago. You're gonna be in Spain, in Australia next week. You're in Paris today. Are you a little bit tired, maybe?
No, for me it's exciting to travel. I got the chance. God gave me the chance to be successful in music, and I take it with both hands. So I never complain of working hard. And like I said earlier, a little hard work never killed nobody. So why not? So I'm really blessed that I have a great job, and I travel the world, and I play music for people, and it's something I actually really enjoy to do. So I can't complain, and I will always work hard.
So you're good. You're kind of a hard worker.
Yes, I'm. To be honest, I am a workaholic, because for me it's hard to go on vacation for like 2 weeks. I would shoot myself if I have 2 weeks nothing to do. So it's for me it's a must to work.
Essential, I think.
For me it's essential. Yes, it gives my life substance. I just like to work, and besides that, my head is like 24/7. Either it's music or whatever, it's always thinking and thinking.
Well, actually, me too. I'm not DJ, man. I'm always thinking about music.
Some people say, yeah, exactly. Some people say I have ADD. They think I'm overactive, but it's just my work ethic. I just like to work hard.
How do you manage then for your social life? I mean, you're always
that's hard to combine, But then again, it's something I chose for, and it's up to me to combine it. So first of all, when I'm free, I go back to home, and now I moved 2 years ago from Holland. I moved to the Caribbean. I live in Aruba now, and I live a beautiful life on the beach. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like you say, you're a hard worker. You released a new track last week.
Yeah, last week.
On Beatport. I think it is a Dirty Funky Beats.
Yeah.
Out now. It is on the homepage.
Yeah.
On the homepage of Beatport. Can you tell us a little bit more about this track?
So first of all, the sample Dirty Funky Beats, it's something I always use in my radio shows. And one time I was recording my radio show, and I was listening to the sample, and I'm like, hey, this could be a cool sample for a record. So I sampled it and put it in the track, and the groove of the track is inspired by the Melbourne sound, which is really upcoming now, and I combine it with a little Dirty Dutch, and that's the track.
Fat Dirty Bass Line.
Yeah,
and I love that. I played it this morning. I really love it.
Yeah, it works really good in the clubs. I play it in every festival I play now, and people receive it very well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. This track's going to be really huge in festival. Well, basically there's no surprise, because you want the hottest DJ in Dirty Dutch.
Thank you.
And this kind of music, so there's no surprise. Well, during all these years, during all these things, you are not sticking to EDM or bangers. You've been through different styles.
Yeah.
We were talking, you were mainly influenced by hip hop during
Yes.
all these years. How do you feel about trap music, which is kind of fusion of electric dance music and hip hop music?
You know, hip hop has always been my biggest source of inspiration. The music I make, you know, I grew up as a hip hop kid. You know, I feel that I'm still that hip hop kid. I love, of course, the golden era of hip hop where I grew up in. It's like the 90s.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so
the
you know,
90s.
I used to watch UMTV raps all the time. So that was always my biggest source of inspiration. Even, you know, the way I dress or the way I DJ, you will always feel that there's a certain element of hip hop in it. That's why I also like to MC when I DJ, because MCing is, of course, one of the elements of hip hop. So for me to see that styles like trap are becoming really big, I'm just happy to see it. You know, it's cool that hip hop influences electronic music in a certain way, and I think trap is really fresh, and I'm happy it's there.
All right. As the leader of Dirty Dutch, you've been pushing young DJs. We talked about Gregory
Glow in the Dark, Gennaro and Villa, yes.
You're going to his studio this afternoon. You are in the music industry for a while now. How can you how can I say that? You are in the industry for a while now.
Yeah.
What do you think actually at the EDM scene at the moment? There's a lot of people saying that it's going too fast. There's not enough creation. I remember back in the days in 2008, 2009, there was a lot of things different, a lot of creation. It is just something different today.
Well, I completely disagree. You know, first of all, the music didn't grow fast. It was there already for like 25 years. And now the fact that it reached the surface because of, you know, there's a lot of big electronic music songs that get played on the radio. Before it wasn't like that, but the basic, the core of electronic music hasn't changed. You know, it just got bigger. And to be honest, there's so much music getting released every day. If you go on Beatport, I don't know how many thousand songs a day. So to me, it will never slow down. The cool thing I think that's gonna happen is that, you know, people grow into electronic music. For example, maybe this little 15-year-old girl, she heard, you know, Daft Punk or David Guetta on the radio, and she's like, hey, I like this kind of music, what is it? And then she goes and investigate and search for more music. So maybe she will find me or other artists or Swedish House Mafia, and then when as she goes on, she grows into music, and maybe at a certain point she's like, you know what, I also like the deeper stuff. And then she discovers like Richie Hawtin or Sven Fate or Loco Dice. So I think because of a lot of people got introduced to electronic music through, let's say, radio. Once they start to investigate and search for more, that they will feel like, hey, there's also this dark side of electronic music, and I think that side will grow really, really big as well.
So to you, radio is really important. It helps people to discover this kind
yes,
of culture.
I think it's important.
I've been checking your website today, dailydutch.com.
Yeah.
You were talking about a new plugin like Nicky Romero this summer. Is it a new way to you to contribute on the music industry?
Well, I've been always
a different way, not new way.
Well, I've been always working on sounds and stuff. I did something for Novation, but it's also a great promo tool for me to promote the Dirty Dutch sound, you know. So I'm trying to put together a scene for people to enjoy.
So if I understand, if I buy this plugin, I can make my own Dirty Dutch
sound.
Yeah,
but it's
that's
yes,
how it works.
Exactly. That's how it works. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Miami. It's gonna be in a few weeks. It's gonna be the Winter Music Conference, WMC. What's gonna happen to you over there? Will you be playing? Will you be
I'm doing
somewhere else?
I'm doing. First of all, I'm gonna be there not too much. I'm just gonna go to do my pool parties, of course. But also to meet up with a few other artists, because, you know, everybody's busy, but during that week everybody's there, so I have to go there and, you know, show face.
Which artist can you tell us?
Yeah, most of the time when I go to Miami, I actually only go to the underground parties. You know, I enjoy seeing Loco Dice play. I enjoy seeing him play at Space. It's so much fun, and, you know, it's refreshing.
All right. And is there another one Dirty Dutch party you've been playing last year in what's the name of this club? I think
Story.
It's a Story in
Yes,
Miami. Will you be playing there this year?
Yeah, I have. So, like I said, I have a residency also with Dirty Dutch in America, in different places. So I have a residency in New York. I have a residency in Las Vegas, but also Miami. So you can find me like almost every 2 months. You find me in Story doing a Dirty Dutch show.
What about the Ultra Music Festival?
I did Ultra Music Festival last year with Slash. We had a really great show, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it this year.
You're not sure at the moment. There's a lot of things going on in Holland. There's a lot of hot DJs coming from Holland, talking about Hardwell, Armin van Buuren, even
Nicky Romero.
at the time, a long time ago, when the French touch was high back in the millennium, we were at the same level. What happened in France, in your opinion? What's the difference right now? What's the difference between France and Holland?
First of all,
in the music,
it takes a little longer in France, but the French, they when they produce stars, they produce superstars. I mean,
let's talk about Bob Sinclair, all these guys coming from the French touch.
And look at Daft Punk. Like, you guys make superstars, and I feel that
they had just 5 Grammys.
Exactly, I feel that there's always. I like the French music culture. There's so, like, even if you check out the French hip hop scene, it's so big and it's been there for years, and you have artists that are bigger here than, for example, Eminem is bigger, than Eminem is, like guys like Booba and stuff. You have big artists, and I like it. I like to see that. And in electronic music, it's kind of growing there. The only but the only difference is that in Holland it's way smaller, so you see each other more, so the competition is higher, And here in France, it's so big. So everybody does his thing.
I was chatting with someone before, and we were not really agreed. We thought that in Holland maybe DJs and producers are more working together than here in France.
Yeah, I think so too. A little bit. They support each other more. But competition is always good. It's always good. But in general, the French scene produces a lot of great music, man.
For the moment, is there any track coming with Afrojack?
I actually only concentrate now on the Dirty Dutch camp itself. So my priorities are with Gregory Kloosman, guys like Glow in the Dark, Gennaro and Villa, Beta Tracks. Those are my priorities now. I wanna do more collaborations with the people within the camp.
All right. You said earlier you're mostly influenced by hip hop. Are you influenced as well by David Guetta, Afrojack stuff? They're working with Chris Brown.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this. Do you want to work with hip hop artists? You've been working with Lupe Fiasco, I think. Is there anything coming?
At the moment I've been producing so much music, and when I go to the studio, I don't really go with a plan, and then I call artists like, hey, come in, let's record some music. And sometimes,
let's have some fun.
Yes, let's have some fun. And most of the time, you don't even know what you're doing. Like, I was in Atlanta and I started recording music. I called my good friend Akon, he came, and then we recorded like 5 or 6 tracks, and none of them were electronic music, and they sounded like, hey, it's something more for him than for me. It happens like that, I've been recording with Waka Flocka Flame, I've been recording with Clyde Carson, but also lately we've been writing a lot of records with The Dream, which is a big name, of course. He wrote Holy Grail, so that's a big one. But yeah, it's just, I go with the flow, whoever comes through the studio comes, and that's what happened with Too Short and Lupe Fiasco. They were in LA. I know Too Short very well, and Lupe Fiasco I got introduced to through a friend. So he came to the studio, we recorded the song, and there it was, making papers. It happens like that, and I like to keep all options open.
All right. One more question. I was wondering. I heard. I'm not too sure. Maybe there's a track coming with Dim Chris.
Yeah. I've been. I was talking to him about do some music. I had him as a guest on Dirty Dutch in Ibiza this summer, and I really like him as a DJ, and he's a really great guy and very talented producer. So like a week or 2 ago, he sent me a track. He's like, "Yo, Chuckie, let's work on this track." So now we're trying to finish that record. It's looking nice. I think I'm gonna add some vocals and some drums to it.
Yeah, when is it gonna be out?
We're trying to plan it before the summer.
Okay, no problem. By the way, I really love skydive.
Yeah, Skydive is amazing.
The chorus, man.
Yeah, it's cool, you know, it's cool because it's a different record. It's not something that you would expect from me.
Yeah, exactly.
It was cool because I was in the studio with Stargate, which produces tracks like Umbrella for Rihanna.
I think it's an old R&B producer. Yeah.
The Stargate, they've been there like forever. They've made so many big tracks, man. I don't even want to know how many big tracks they made. But I was in the studio with them and we created this instrumental. And when I left there, I'm like, yeah, it's a cool instrumental. And then they hit me up like weeks after. It's like, hey, Chuckie, we recorded some vocals, check it out. And then, yeah, they came with Skydive, the vocalist with Mayday. I only heard from her, but they hooked it up. And then, bam, the song was there, you know, it was really cool to do.
Yeah, the chorus is just massive.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that it's very successful in France.
I had one more question. I heard somewhere, I'm not too sure. I heard that when you releasing song, it is just for Benelux first, or sometimes just Benelux first, and then the whole world. Can you tell us why? Because I don't know French DJs that releasing song only for France or Europe and then the whole world.
You want to see it become successful in your own neighborhood first, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I consider Europe my own neighborhood first. So it happens a lot of time, you know. But it goes the same way when you're an artist. You want to become successful in your own neighborhood first, and that's how you conquer the world. You start, first your friends and family like you, then your street likes you, then your whole block likes you, and then the whole hood, then the city, then other cities, and then you go outside. That's kind of the way, actually.
All right, so you keep going on, you keep carrying on your parties. You will be next week in Spain.
Yeah, I'm also coming back in April to France. Yes, to do a couple of shows.
Yeah, so where exactly?
I'd have to check. But I think I'm in Bordeaux. I think I'm in Paris, and some other places. But it's gonna be fun.
You can check all the gigs on dirtydutch.com
and DJChuckie.com.
And your Facebook, your Twitter.
Yeah, follow me on my crazy Twitter and Instagram. It's always good.
You always do your selfies?
Yeah, I always do selfies. I always do crazy throwbacks. People know me for my throwbacks. I do I don't care, you know. The ugliest throwbacks I put on Instagram.
Thanks a lot for being with us. That was Chuckie, great producer. Thanks a lot for being with us. We'll see you soon. That was Chris, and you're listening to Prysm Radio.